Okay, so this is lesson 3. Back at it again. We're going to be talking about numbers and words. So, um, in Python, I just want to remind you, Python is a language that we can use to talk to a computer. There's multiple languages we can use to talk to a computer. There's Scratch, there's Java, but we're going to use Python. Um, so, we have numbers and words. There are two things that a computer understands, numbers and words, okay? Through Python. Um, if we look at any language like English, Spanish, Māori, they have different numbers. They have uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, and excuse me, in Spanish. We've got ya y samse in Chinese. And in English, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Python, we use English numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it is. And words, with words, there's a special technique we need to use to tell a computer something as a word. If we want to tell a computer something as a word, we need to surround it with this. So if you look at your keyboard, let's have a look. Okay, drawing. If you look at your, oh, that's too small. You look at your keyboard, this one doesn't have it. Oh my god. Oh my god, disaster, disaster. Okay, here. You see here? JKL blah, and then we've got this one. So if you just press that button, you'll get this. But this is not what we want. We don't want a singular apostrophe, we want the double one. So you need to press shift and then click on that button, and then you'll get this. So you need whatever you put inside these two dashes, these apostrophes, say hello. The computer, if it sees these two apostrophes, it will treat whatever is inside as words or a word. So this is a word, this is a word, these are words. Whatever is inside these apostrophes, the computer will treat it like a word or words. Cool? Okay. So whatever we surround with these apostrophes, the computer will treat it like a word. If we wrote Zack Attack in an instruction with these apostrophes, the computer would understand these are words inside the apostrophes. However, if we wrote Zack Attack without the apostrophes, the computer won't know what it is, and the program will freak out. It won't work. The program will not work if we do not put the apostrophes around something that should be treated as a word. So, reminder, computers, dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. They're not like us. They're really dumb in many ways. You need to make it clear to them whether something is a word or a number, or else it will be confused. And just a reminder, the way you show a computer that something is a word or something is words, you use these apostrophes around the words. Okay. Deeper answer. Why do you need to tell the computer the difference between a word and a number? Because just like you learnt in maths class and English class, we use words and numbers really differently. We can add, subtract, and multiply numbers together, but we can't do that with words. We can't add words together. We can't subtract words. We can't multiply words. That doesn't make sense. We can put words together to form a sentence, right? We can put words together to form a sentence, but we can't do that with numbers. So the bottom line is, by telling the computer whether something is a word or a number, the computer will know whether it should be treated like a word or a number. And I'm going to repeat that. By telling the computer whether something is a word or a number, the computer will know whether it should be treated like a word or a number. So if we have these apostrophes around something, the computer will know to treat this like a word. You know. And if there is no apostrophe and there's just a number, then it will know to treat it like a number. All right. It might be a little bit confusing for now, but it's going to become really clear later on. Okay. So variables. In programming, we use things called variables, and they're basically where we store words or numbers in programs. It's like a box, you know. Um, you put things inside boxes. Variables are boxes for words or numbers. You put a word, you can put words inside them, you can put numbers inside them, right? So we need to name a variable a certain way. Remember, computers are really dumb. So we can't use capital letters. And if there is more than one word, we need to use this instead of a space. So I'll show you where that thing is. It's here. So after the 0, you see this button. You need to press shift, and then you press that button, it will appear. If you don't press shift, you'll get this. That's not what you want. You want this instead. So instead of like, say if your variable name was, I don't know, hello, let's call it message1. If that was your variable name, you can't have spaces like this. If you do have spaces that you need to fill in, you need to use this instead. If there were spaces in your variable name, it won't work. Like, have a look at this. Okay. Never mind. We'll get to that later. But just keep in mind that you can't have spaces in variable names. You need to fill them in with, these are called underscores. So yeah, and you can't use capital letters as well. So like, this is wrong, you know, whatever. This is wrong. You can't have capital letters in your thing. So if you were to do message1 as a variable name, all of them aren't capital letters, they're small letters, and any spaces are filled with the underscores. So here, let's have a look. So we need to name variables a certain way. We can't use capital letters, and if there's more than one word, we use the underscore instead of a space. So word is a good variable name, but word with capital letters isn't. This is a variable is a good variable name, but this is a variable isn't. This, like, oh, sorry. So you see, this is a variable. This is a really good name. This is a variable. This is a good variable name. But this is not. This is not. This is not. Because there's no underscores between the words. So the computer will freak out if it sees that. So let's just do a bit of some quizzes so that we can get a sense of so we can process this. So which of these variable names is correct? Okay, so let's run through it. I'll help you with this first one. So capital letters. So this one, variable names can't have capital letters, so this one's already out. Variable names can't have spaces, so this one doesn't work. And this one, this works because there's no capital letters, and when there is a space, we're using an underscore. But this one doesn't work because there's a capital letter. So the answer is C. So okay. Yeah, reminder, if we don't follow these rules again, the computer is going to be confused. So make sure you follow them